6 days, voters head to the polls to decide who controls Congress in the critical midterm elections. This as President Trump kicks off his final campaign blitz in the key state of Florida, where Bernie Sanders will also be holding a dueling rally. The president confident about Republicans' chances on Tuesday.
It seems that the campaign is going very well. Looks like we're doing very, very well in the Senate. A lot of seats that were not really being thought of in terms of victories a year ago now are looking like they could very well be victories. And the House is a lot of people. I mean, there are a lot of people, and I think we're going to do well in the House also. But I know we're doing well in the Senate, and it looks like we're doing okay in the House.
Trump also issuing a new warning about what will happen if Democrats take the House.
If the midterms, for some reason, don't do so well for Republicans, I think you're all going to lose a lot of money. I hate to say that. I think you're going to lose a lot of money. People are waiting on your 401ks and everything else. They're waiting to see what happens with the midterms.
Meanwhile, Democrat Nancy Pelosi is already taking a victory lap, predicting her party has the House in the bag. Guaranteed victory the Democrats did in 2016, too.
That's right.
Didn't turn out so well. What do you think about Pelosi's prediction, Judge?
I don't think much of Pelosi. I'll start there. I mean, look, they use Hollywood celebrities all the time.
Right.
It didn't matter. They were huge celebrities. Hillary thought she was a celebrity. The president went out and campaigned for Hillary. And in the end, it didn't matter. Barbara Streisand said she was moving to Canada. Now she's threatening to move to Canada again.
They always say that.
They always say that. But in the end, look, the Republicans care about their money. The president is right. And I think, though, there's a little trouble in the House.
Well, I mean, it sounded like the president wasn't as confident in the House as he was in the Senate, Greg. What do you make about his tone there?
Well, first, if Streisand moves to Canada, I hear Canada is moving to New Zealand. Because right now, look, here's what I'm thinking. Both sides are doing the same thing right now. They're riling up the base. They're like motivational speakers who tell you the worst possible scenario. Don't do that to me. So if Trump wins, the left says that Granny's going to be pushed off a cliff. They're going to take her Social Security, and the white men are going to put little boys in cages, right? But if Trump wins, the left says, all caravans are welcome, and English will be banned in high school. So it's like everybody's doing. Neither reality is actually true, right. But what they're doing is they're creating a broadly based assumption based on the stereotype, and they're both doing it, so they're both guilty.
It's true, and Trump's tactic, it could be a little more true than some of the other more scare tactics like Greg mentioned. The economy, Juan. I mean, you just had 3.1% wage growth this year, highest in a decade. Consumer confidence, highest since 1998. And someone very smart on Cavuto's show just said this, and I'm going to take credit for it and repeat it. They said in 1998, that was the last time consumer confidence was this high, and Bill Clinton's party did very well in those midterm elections. How do you see the economy playing in this year's midterms?
I think it's pretty obvious the Republicans can't run on it. That's why the president has to resort to fear and loathing and make it Fright Night, Halloween early with, I'm sending troops to the border. Oh, there's a caravan approaching. Gangsters, MS-13, terrorists, or diseases are approaching the border, and I'm sending the troops to stop. What kind of madness is this? Greg was right. There's a lot of things that are being said that just aren't true, but it's stirring up the base.
But I said both sides, Juan. I was being fair.
Yeah, but I'm not being fair.
I know! Finally! You admits it!
No, I'll tell you why I'm not being fair. Because there's no analogous action by the Democrats. What you have is President Trump.
Wait a second. Of
course there is.
Democrats said there's going to be a civil war, and he's Hitler, and he's going to lock up babies.
I don't think Democrats are saying a civil war.
I get the emails from Pelosi.
Compare this to the Third Reich.
There's going to be blood on the streets.
Blood on the streets. We're taking the Social Security.
I think people are upset about Trump. If that's what you want.
Why is it? I mean, Democrats are always talking about health care as the chief issue, running out and saying, oh, everyone's health care is going to be taken away. So what are you even talking about? They say that all the time.
Isn't it true that Republicans promised that once they took over, they would repeal and replace Obamacare?
You're saying that's not a scare tactic to say, everyone's going to have their health care taken away?
That's what Republicans haven't done anything. And only belatedly now is the president saying, oh, if you have pre-existing conditions, I'd consider. He's late to the game. That's why Democrats
Graham is
are
late to the game. Are you kidding, Juan?
Oh, go right ahead.
The economy, consumer confidence, the GDP.
We were talking about health care.
Yeah, but you know what? But with health care, he got rid of the individual mandate. Come on.
Yeah, in other words, that's why Democrats are running ads and why they're having success by saying to Americans, right now the health care system is in jeopardy under Trump.
So when they use fear tactics, they're telling the truth.
What fear
But when
tactics?
anybody else, well, Social Security for one, also talking about how evil Trump is, how racist and insane he is. That's fear tactics.
That's not a fear tactic.
There you go.
When the truth is told, you call it a fear tactic on the left. Trump makes up stuff on the right.
I'm just pointing out what you just did.
Let me ask you a question, though. Why is it crazy to be talking about securing the border? I mean,
That's not a problem.
Immigration is a strong
Everybody
point
talks
for
about this.
Republicans.
Jesse and I have been over this 1,000 times.
So
Jesse
why is
likes to
that a
say to
scare
me,
tactic?
remember when Obama, remember when other people put in additional security at the border? I'm all for it.
And the reason the
But
economy...
the caravan has nothing to do with border security.
Let's move on. Hollywood's doing whatever it can to get out the vote. Oprah is hitting the campaign trail tomorrow in Georgia to stump for Democratic gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams. Taylor Swift posted that she's voted for Democrat Phil Bredesen in the Tennessee Senate race and is urging fans to not sit this one out. So, Greg, now celebrities getting involved. Oprah, you know, I mean, she's
Oprah's
the big
different.
star.
Oprah is different than the Alyssa Milanos and the Will Ferrells.
She's an icon.
Yeah, and you trust what she has to say. I do believe, though, that the negative impact of a moralizing celebrity of limited intellect, I'm not talking about Oprah, cancels the positive impact of their famous face. So when you have somebody who is kind of a newbie, generally when somebody gets into politics as a celebrity, they're stunted. It's like their politics is back where they were when they decided to chase fame. So their politics are that of like a 17-year-old.
Like Taylor Swift.
Yeah, because for 10 years they've been all about themselves. So finally they feel guilty about this, and then they go, I'm going to become politically aware, but they're back at where they were when they stopped reading.
Yeah, but it's even worse than that, Greg. It's not like just 10 years. It's the fact that what do they do for a living? They don't think. They memorize the lines that other people write.
Well, we kind of do that too. No, everybody has a right to an opinion, but we have to be able to analyze and say, where are they in the road to life? And the load.
What do they know? What is their experience? What is it based on? I'm famous, therefore, you know, believe me and everybody in my ilk.
And we know Greg writes his own lines because he's got piles of notes right there.
I didn't even get to my notes.
I'm curious about this analysis because a couple of weeks ago you guys told me Kanye West was, he's great. Oh, he's so smart.
He's a businessman.
Talk about a Halloween surprise.
That has nothing to do with his stance on Trump.
You
know what it's about.
Back when he was 17 and knew nothing. How about Donald Trump? He's a celebrity politician.
That's not true. What people were defending were the right of Kanye West to have an opinion.
Yeah, you were attacking him for other reasons, Juan. You were attacking him because he wasn't part of
using profanity, Jedediah.
The bottom line is celebrities.
And Republicans loved it.
Celebrities aren't going to.
I will say this. I will say no one on this side called Oprah or any of these other Taylor Swift people mentally ill.
No, but
in their criticism.
Kanye said it
no
himself.
one said a lot of disgusting things about anybody for endorsing anybody.
What are you talking
Kanye
about?
West suffered some of the most horrible rhetoric I've ever seen uttered about anyone on television besides me. And he didn't deserve it, okay? And that came from your side. All right.
The guy has bipolar disorder by his own admission.
Oh, that's mean.
Oh, yes, terrible.
You have another disorder. It's called Trump derangement syndrome.
No.
I thank you. God bless you, and may he continue to bless the nation that has showered this land with love for more than 2 centuries. Thank you all. God bless you all.